Women charged in Grisly murder attacks her lawyer. There are a multitude of allegations that have been brought against Taylor Schaub, who is 25 years old. Some of these counts include first-degree premeditated killing, body mutilation, and third-degree sexual assault. The general public's attention has been drawn to this unfortunate story, which has caught their attention. According to the allegations, Schaub is responsible for committing a severe assault on Shadaran on February 23, 2022, which is the date that the events stated above took place. In spite of the weight of the accusations that have been hurled against her, Schaub continues to stubbornly maintain her innocence by pleading not guilty and making use of the defensive arguments of mental disease or defect. During the course of the judicial proceedings, Schaub's behavior, which is characterized by disobedience and unpredictability, plays a significant role in the plot. Her acts in court, which include one instance in which she assaulted her own defense attorney during a vital hearing, draw attention to the intensity and complexity of the legal battle that surrounds her case. Her actions in court underscore the complexity and intensity of the legal battle. There is a purported confession that Schaub has made in which she describes her background of drug use and her dangerous and violent tendencies. This contributes to the sense of intrigue that surrounds the situation. This confession not only casts a shadow of doubt on her claims of innocence, but it also contributes to the aura of mystery that surrounds her identity. This is because it casts a shadow of doubt on her claims of innocence. During the time when people are discussing her mental health and whether or not she is able to stand trial, Schaub appears to be a mysterious figure who is shrouded in circumstances that are both uncertain and interesting. The public's imagination is attracted by the unfolding drama that surrounds her case, which raises fundamental problems about the nature of guilt, mental health, and the administration of justice. Her case is presently being investigated by the authorities. Taylor Schaub, who is the defendant in a notable murder case, is suspected of perpetrating heinous atrocities that have sparked a great amount of debate regarding her reasons for committing the murders, her mental state, and her capacity for guilt. The community has been shaken to its very core as a result of this frightening drama, which has caused the community to be shaken to its very core. The reader is drawn into the mysterious world of Schaub, where they struggle with uncertainties concerning the reality of the charges that have been made against her. This occurs as the reader is in the process of obtaining an awareness of the graphic nature of the allegations. During a pivotal clash in the courtroom, Schaub launched a reckless attack on her own defense attorney, which caused the witnesses to be taken aback. This transpired in the midst of the legal scenario being increasingly complicated than it had been before. There was a lot of speculation and curiosity surrounding the case, and it was fueled by the fact that there were concerns about her ability to stand trial for the claims. Schaub, who was charged with first-degree intentional homicide in addition to other major felonies, seemed to emanate an aura of terror and worry simply by being there, and his presence made a lasting effect on everyone who was there. Schaub was charged with a number of significant offenses. The emotions that had been building up for a substantial amount of time beneath the surface were brought to the surface when there was an eruption of mayhem in the courtroom. As if the very air itself crackled with a sense of foreboding, the remark that Judge Thomas Walsh made about the potential of postponing the trial simply helped to heighten the already perceptible sense of anticipation that was already present. As a scary reminder of the instability that was already present within Schaub, the sudden eruption of violence that she perpetrated on her attorney served as a reminder of the instability that was already present within her. Over the course of his life, Schaub had developed into a significant participant in a complicated interaction between morality, legality, and the vulnerability of the human mind. Instead of being a bystander in her own story, she had become an important character in the narrative. She had not been a passive observer. In addition to being riddled with inconsistencies and ambiguities, the question of whether or not she was fit to stand trial loomed large in every aspect of the situation. This added even another facet of intrigue to the drama that was only starting to take shape at the time. In the thick of the mayhem and the uncertainty, one thing was crystal clear: Taylor Schaub's name would be written into the annals of infamy for all time, providing as a haunting reminder of the dark and terrible events that took place on that dreadful day. The defense attorney Quinn Jolly, who has been trusted with the responsibility of traversing an unknown legal area, is faced with the formidable challenge of resolving Schaub's mental health issues while simultaneously defending her against serious allegations. These allegations include first-degree premeditated killing, corpse mutilation, and third-degree sexual assault. A tense environment has developed in the courtroom as a consequence of Schaub's emotional outbursts, which have caused the procedures to be disrupted at a hearing that is extremely important. Our feelings are at an all-time high. The gory details of the alleged murder she is suspected of committing, a head that has been severed and discovered in a bucket in the basement of a house, send shockwaves through the courtroom as well as throughout the wider society. This is happening at the same time that discussions are taking place about the possibility of postponing her trial in order to carry out additional competence evaluations. An alarming picture of the chain of events that led up to the catastrophes given by Shabbos's purported confession to the crime, which supposedly includes drug use, sexual activity, and mutilation. This confession purportedly involved all three of these things. As a result of the fact that there are contradicting reports and evaluations of her mental state, the situation has become even more complicated. This has resulted in a disagreement regarding her ability to stand trial. A number of significant characters, including Shabbos herself, her defense attorney Jolly, Judge Thomas Walsh, and the victim Shad Thayan, all made contributions to the unfolding drama, which in turn adds depth and complexity to the plot. Shabbos herself is one of the characters who makes some contributions. The severity of the claims and the graphic nature of the crime are two of the aspects that have contributed to the significant attention that the general public has shown in the case. The complexity of the judicial system, as well as the moral difficulties that it must deal with, has been brought to light as a result of this interest. During the course of the adventure, Shabbos evolves into a figure that is both tragic and mysterious. Not only do her actions illustrate the full scope of human frailty, but they also illustrate the intricacy of the human psyche. As a result of the fact that observers are pushed to confront the most unpleasant qualities of the human condition, the courtroom changes into a theater for the exploration of aspects such as justice, fairness, guilt, and innocence. There are rays of hope and redemption that may be discovered in the midst of the darkness, and they serve as a reminder of the enduring force that the human spirit possesses. Hope and redemption can be found. This prompts viewers to engage in self-reflection and contemplation, urging them to think about the more profound truths that lie at the center of Shabbos's trip, as well as the complexities of the human experience. As the story draws to a close, the questions that are left unanswered motivate viewers to engage in these activities. Would you like it? Hit the like button and subscribe to our channels for more interesting and informative videos.